teachers, and welcome to lesson 93 on classifying triangles. So, triangles can be classified in two different ways. So every triangle has two different classifications. They can be classified by their sides, okay, which is the side lengths, if you want to say that. And they can be classified by their angles, which is the degrees of their angles. So let's talk about side lengths first. An equilateral triangle, all three of their sides are the same, and this can be shown with little tick marks. So if each side has one tick mark on it, all three sides are equal in length. It is an equilateral triangle. It's got the word equal right in it. All three sides are equal. If only two of the sides are the same, so if those two are the same, but not this bottom side, then it is isosceles, although really even if all three are, you could also say that that's an isosceles, because isosceles triangles have to have at least two of the three sides equal in length. Although when they have all three, even though equilateral triangles are also isosceles triangles, we usually just call them equilateral. And then our third option are scalene triangles, and scalene triangles, all three sides have different lengths. Okay, this could be shown by there would be a 1 there, a 2 there, and a 3 tick marks there. So all of the side lengths are different. It's scalene. If two are the same or more, it's isosceles. And if all of them are the same, then it is equilateral. What about by angles? Every triangle is going to have at least two acute angles. They have to, because otherwise there's no way to draw two obtuse or two right angles and to connect them with only three sides. So all triangles have two acute angles. It's the third angle that really defines the triangle by its angles. So if all three angles are acute, if this one's acute and this one's acute and this one's acute, then it is an acute triangle. Remember, acute is like little tiny cute thing. If one of the angles is a right angle, which is exactly 90 degrees, then it is a right triangle. You can write off to the side 90 degrees. But notice that this one and this one are still acute because they're all going to have two acute angles. If that third angle, we've got here's an acute one, here's an acute one, but if the third angle, if one of the angles is bigger than 90 degrees, if it's an obtuse angle, then we have an obtuse triangle. So that means that one angle is an obtuse angle. And that's all the vocab you need to know for this lesson, okay, by the sides and by the angles. So the examples say, classify each triangle by sides and angles. You're going to write two different words to describe the triangle. If I were to classify this one by its sides, I'm going to look. Are they all different lengths? Are two the same, or are they all the same? They're all the same, so it is equilateral. Now let's classify it by the angles. Are they all acute? Does it have a right angle, or does it have an obtuse angle? Right, they're all acute. So this is an equilateral acute triangle. Okay, letter B. Pause the video, try it, and then check your work. So by its sides, they are all different, so it's scalene. And by its angles, it has an obtuse angle, so it is an obtuse triangle. This one's scalene and obtuse. Go ahead and try C completely on your own. All right, let's jump into page 2. Applying what we know. So this example says one side of an equilateral triangle. What does equilateral mean? All sides equal. Triangle measures 25 centimeters. What is the perimeter of the triangle? Well, remember, perimeter is the distance around. And so if I were to draw a little picture here, since it's equilateral, all the sides are going to be 25. So how do I find the perimeter? Well, I can add 25 plus 25 plus 25, or multiply 25 times 3, and what do I get? Think quarters, think money. 75 centimeters. Try example E on your own. One side of an equilateral triangle is 30 centimeters. What is its perimeter? Here's another type of example. Two sides of a triangle measure 5 inches and 4 inches. If the perimeter is 15 inches, what type of triangle is it? All right, so I need to figure out what that third side is, right? So the perimeter is when I add all of the sides together. So if I add the 5 inches plus the 4 inches plus the one other side, I'm just going to represent it with a variable, x. If I add up all these lengths, it should equal 15 because that's what the perimeter is. Okay, so now I'm going to solve for x. So first I'm going to do 5 plus 4, which is 9. So I've got 15 equals 9 plus x. And now, right now, x is being added to, so I'm going to undo the addition with subtraction. I'm going to subtract 9, and subtract 9 is 6. So I'll write my final answer as x equals 6. And don't forget my label, inches. That's it. Okay, so now that I know my sides, I've got 5 inches, I've got 4 inches, and I've got 6 inches. So what type of triangle is it? Do they all have the same length? Do they have different lengths or two the same? Right, they're all different. 5 and 4 and 6 are all different, so it is a scalene triangle. Woohoo! All right, go ahead and do example G on your own, and while you do, you can listen to this really cool triangle song.
Triangle has 3 sides. The angles inside at 180. There are ways to classify by their sides. The angles inside. Isosceles, scalene, equilateral, acute, obtuse, or right triangle, but we won't know. Do we know just what that means? Are there no equal sides, or are there 2 or 3? Are the angles greater than or less than 90, or is there one that measures exactly? Will always be triangles. It's a polygonal family. If we treat sides equally, equilateral is what we'd be. We could be scaling and have no equal sides, or we can have 2 and be an isosceles. Angles are 89 or less, and acute is what it is. If just one is 91 or greater, and it's obtuse, it's 90. It's right, you choose. Isosceles, scalene, equilateral, acute, obtuse, or right triangle, but we won't know. Do we know just what that means? No equal sides, or all the 2 or 3? Are the angles greater than or less than 90, or is there one? Measures exactly. Will always be triangles. It's a polygonal family. And if we treat sides equally, equilateral is what we'd be. We could be scaling and have no equal sides, or we can have 2 and be an isosceles. Will always be triangles. It's a polygonal family. And if we treat sides equally, an equal Equilateral is what we'd be. We could be scaling and have no equal sides, or we can have two